Proverbs 6, my child, if if you have made a pledge for your neighbor, if if you have become a guarantor for a stranger, if if you have been ensnared by the words you have uttered and have been caught by the words you have spoken, then, my child, do this in order to deliver yourself, because you have fallen into your neighbor's power. Okay, so if you're making a pledge for your neighbor, if you're a guarantor for a stranger, if you've been ensnared by the words you have uttered. So in other words, your neighbor didn't have collateral. Your neighbor didn't have collateral, and so you made a pledge on behalf of your neighbor. So I don't know how we would do that really today. I mean, if neighbor might not be, but your coworker, your friend, like for instance, like if one of you, Donnie Dreams, One Reason, one of you, some of the others who are in here said, hey, I need someone to co-sign for me to get an auto loan. It would not be wise for me to do that. Would not be wise for me to do that, because the depth of our relationship is not that level to be able to be a guarantor to sign for an auto loan or a house. Definitely not a house. So you get ensnared, like you're persuasive and you're like, oh, but I can't do it. And I've got the money and my job. I have to because my credit's bad. I need someone to sign along with me. Well, maybe there's a reason your credit's bad. Now, I'm not saying you don't do this in all cases, but he's saying this situation happens to you. You've been caught in this. Then do this in order to deliver yourself, because you have fallen into your neighbor's power. Go humble yourself and appeal firmly to your neighbor. You've been caught by this. Appeal to them to get out of it. Permit no sleep to your eyes or slumber to your eyelids. So don't let this rest until you resolve it. Deliver yourself from the gazelle, from a snare, and like a bird from the trap of the fowler. So go and get out from underneath the trap and the snare. So perhaps I do go and I sign as a cosigner. And I'll just talk about this, like my kids. Yeah, absolutely, I signed as a cosigner for my kids. Some people say you shouldn't do that. I don't have a problem with that. I am fully willing to. Here's the thing that I say. If I'm fully willing to pay the full price if they default, then I say yes. So I did cosign for my son on his vehicle. My wife co-signed for my daughter on her vehicle. And as soon as, and I think I can't remember if it was 12 months or 18 months of them making payments. And yes, they were teenagers. So as soon as they had, it's either 12 or 18 months of payments with on-time payments, they could request me to be off as guarantor for those vehicles. And that also helped them for their own credit. So we did that. It's not exactly the same situation as here, but you're caught in this. I promised a pledge to my neighbor. I can't deliver on the pledge, on the promise. Don't let the sleep go down. Go and get out from underneath it. Deliver yourself from the gazelle snare, from the trap of the fowler who's catching the bird. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Observe her ways and be wise. I want to tell you how you do this and why you do this, because you go and you see what the ant has done, and this is how you learn what you should and how you should do it. It has no commander, overseer, or ruler, yet it would prepare its food in the summer. It gathers at the harvest what it will eat. How long, you sluggard, will you lie there? When will you rise up from your sleep? So this is like, we have the person who's debt. I don't know if it's the person who is in debt that is trying to promise your neighbor something. It's almost like you're the one who owed the money. You are the one who was lazy, is what it sounds like. It shifted there. Not sure if that's the shift that's happened or not. A little sleep, a little slumber. A little folding of the hands to relax. Your poverty will come like a robber, and your need like an armed man. Like, you have to be diligent to be working, or else you're going to lose what you have. A worthless and wicked person walks around saying perverse things. He winks his eye, signals his feet, and points his fingers. He plots evil with perverse thoughts in his heart. He spreads contention at all times. That's the thing that, is very strife, contention, quarrel. He's causing problems. He's a troublemaker. Oh, procrastination, jackal, absolutely. procrastination. So therefore, his disaster will come suddenly in an instant. He will be broken and there will be no remedy. So what I'm not certain is if I am giving and promise for the one who is the sluggard and I need to get out of it before this calamity falls on me as well. Or if I'm the sluggard who went to my neighbor and it's like, you need to get out of it because you can't pay it and all of those things. So either way, there's a level at which being the person holding collateral or being the person that owes other people is not good. Disaster is going to come. It's going to come suddenly in an instant. He will be broken and there will be no remedy. So don't go give to this kind of person. Now we're going to get to one of those things, which is there are 6 things the Lord hates, even 7 things that are an abomination to him. So this rhetorical phrase of saying there are so many, yet there's one more. So giving a number that would be a fullness of it, 6 being the number of man, so it's things that are hated, 7 being the number of totality and completeness. So this is the complete list, right? Well, it's representative of it. So it's a numerical ladder, so you could say there are 3 things, yet 4 things. So it doesn't matter that they're using 6 and 7, but the fact we get to 7 is an interesting thing too. Abomination. So these are things that God loathes, he hates. So let's look at them. Haughty eyes. What do we have? Haughty eyes. High, lofty eyes refers to a proud look, suggesting an arrogant ambivalence, a proud look. So I look down on other people. So haughty eyes, I'm better than you. A lying tongue, so you're deceptive. You are trying to deceive people. A hand that sheds innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked plans. Feet that are swift to run to evil. So we've got eyes, we've got tongue, we've got hands, we've got heart, we've got feet. So we've got 5 so far. A false witness that pours out lies, a person that spreads discord among family members. So we had 5 different pieces of the body, and then we get to a false witness that pours out lies, a person that spreads discord among family members. That can be the same person. You're pouring out lies. Do you know what so-and-so said about you? Did you hear what so-and-so did? You are swift to pour out things, gossip, and the like. Let me see what the footnote says here on the lies. Perjury and lying witness. Yes. So you are pouring out falsehoods. You're speaking falsely about other people. And a person that spreads discord, not the app. The person that spreads discord to other people, dissension. So I am causing division to happen among people, family members. So could we say that the things are leading up? They are culminating in the last one, perhaps. The eyes, the tongue starts here. And then we come back to the tongue here. So could there be, and the haughty eyes, could that also be seen here in the end? So perhaps there is a chiasm within there, but not sure. My child, guard the commands of your father and do not forsake the instructions of your mother. Bind them on your heart continually. Fasten them around your neck. So again, you are to wear these. The instructions are the thing that you have around your neck and around your heart. So something around your neck is not going to get lost. Something that's bind to your heart, you're not going to lose it. When you walk about, they will guide you. When you lie down, they will watch over you. When you wake up, they will talk to you. Now, the interesting here is you might not have caught all of this. This really sounds like a reflection of the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God, the Lord is one. Teach these things to your children. When you go about, when you walk about, when you lie down, and when you rise up, bind them on the heart, on your forehead, and on your wrists. Write them on the gate and on the doorpost. This sounds like a reflection of those things that are supposed to be with you, just like the Shema. All of my instruction is that valuable, son. So hold dear to it. You want it when you go out. You want it when you lie down. You want it when you wake up. These instructions will guard you at all times. For the commandments are like a lamp. Instruction is like a light. And rebukes of discipline are like the road leading to life. So rebukes of discipline. We had discipline in the last one, and we have discipline again in this proverb. Discipline is what's going to keep us on the path of life instead of wandering and meandering away. Discipline pulls us into the road that we should have and we should follow. By keeping you from the evil woman, from the smooth tongue of the loose woman. Okay, so we started out with loaning money to another person. So some Proverbs will stick to one theme throughout the whole time, but some will bring other facets in. So now we're bringing back in temptation, discipline, all of those things, which are probably also leading to why this person is having problems with money, always making pledges to whoever for whatever reason, because what he can get now, and you're going to give your hard-earned money for that person who's a sluggard and lazy and frivolous with the way they spend money and what they choose to spend money on. No, don't go after it. And so then also yourself keep from that person. The evil woman, Ra. Okay, so Ra could just be bad. Ra does not have to be evil. It is a Ra, the contrary to good woman. For the smooth tongue of the loose woman. So we had the things that are hated are the tongue, and now we have the loose or foreign in the context. Oh, it could be foreign. It could be strange. So strange and then foreign. Okay. So the woman you don't know would be. Do not lust in your heart for her beauty, and do not let her captivate you with her alluring eyes. So do not lust after her eyelids, her eyelashes, her flirting eyes. So we had the previous psalm being captivated by the wife of your youth. You are supposed to be captivated by her love. Intoxicated is another. So do not be intoxicated by her alluring eyes. These are the things that draw you in. Whatever it is, this is the thing of the day. This is one of those ways, the gaze that she gives you, all of those things. When she's smizing. For on account of a prostitute, one is brought down to a loaf of bread, but the wife of another man preys on your precious life. So you're going to be not able to provide for yourself, and you're going to have your life taken and sucked away from you. Can a man hold fire against his chest without burning his clothes? You want to know what this is like? This is as smart as holding a flame to your shirt and not catching your clothes on fires. Like, go grab a torch and hold it here. Like, you're not going to get burned? Hell, of course you're going to get burned. You think you're going to go sleep with another man's wife and not get burned? You're going to learn. You got to learn. Can a man walk on hot coals without scorching his feet? Apparently, they did not know about firewalkers. But the obvious answer would be no. So it is with the one who sleeps with his neighbor's wife. No one who touches her will escape punishment. People do not despise a thief who steals to fulfill his needs when he is hungry. So you don't despise someone who steals food when they're hungry. Yet, if he is caught, he must repay 7 times over. He might even have to give all the wealth of his house. So even though we don't despise the thief who steals when they're hungry, they do have to repay. A man who commits adultery with a woman lacks sense. Whoever does it destroys his own life. So you're just like, if you go, you are an idiot. To go sleep with a married woman and commit adultery, you're an idiot. He will be beaten and despised, and his reproach will be wiped away. For jealousy kindles a husband's rage, and he will show no mercy when he takes revenge. He will not consider any compensation. He will not be willing, even if if you multiply the compensation. So, in other words, one of the things you got to watch out for is the jealous husband. Like, you want to deal with the jealous husband? Like this, like it is not like you can buy him off. Okay, this is still true today. I mean, maybe not as much as it was then, and the way that there's still people. Oh yeah, there's stories every so often of the jealous husband killing a person, beating him up, doing those things. Yeah, like you can't just pay him off. I mean, this isn't indecent proposal here. No, this is going behind the back, sneaking around, doing all of these things. You didn't discipline yourself. You're going after someone you ought not. You know that you ought not. You do it anyway. You're going to have the consequences, and the consequences are going to be your demise. Okay? This does not end well. Like, I can't see a scenario where it still ends well. Even if they get divorced and you marry the woman, that like, how does that end well? You still have that stain on you of what happened. It's still part of your reputation. You cannot undo that. Your reputation is that. It is there. So here is the warning that is against you. We have loaning in here. We have discipline in here. We have the adulteress in here. And now we have the consequences that are going to potentially be there. If you pay off a jealous husband, he's not a husband, he's a pimp. Well, not if he didn't know it ahead of time, but yeah. Yeah, and how could you ever trust a spouse if they left the last spouse? Hobo Bob, I ask the same question all the time. When, like, people cheat on someone, like, how could I ever trust you if you did that with your previous spouse for me? I would always be in the back of my mind to not trust you because you did it once. Why wouldn't you do it again? Why wouldn't you do it again? Absolutely. Totally. I totally agree with it. Now, apparently there's some people that's not a problem for, or, you know, they rationalize it away, but I just don't know how to rationalize that away. Yeah.